If you had to design the perfect golf ball, you'd probably make it smooth. No bumps, no texture, nothing to disrupt the surface. That's exactly what golfers used for decades, until they discovered something that made no sense at the time. The beat-up, scarred, damaged balls were flying farther than the brand new ones, and nobody could explain why. Here's the part that seems backwards. Air doesn't want to flow smoothly around a sphere, it wants to peel away from it. As a ball moves through the airflow separates from the surface early, creating a wide, turbulent pocket of low pressure directly behind it. That low pressure zone acts like a wall, dragging the ball backward and killing its speed. Dimples change that. Each tiny indentation trips the air into a thin layer of controlled turbulence right at the ball's surface. That sounds like it should make things worse. More turbulence usually means more drag. But this specific kind of turbulence actually helps the airflow hug the ball's surface longer before separating. The result is a much smaller, tighter wake behind the ball instead of a wide one. Smaller wake means less drag. Less drag means more distance. It's not a small effect either. A completely smooth golf ball hit with the same swing would travel roughly half as far as a dimpled one. Same club, same swing speed, same player, nearly double the distance just from hundreds of tiny craters cut into the surface. The bumps aren't working against the aerodynamics. They're the entire reason the aerodynamics work at all. For most of golf's early history, nobody designed dimples on purpose because nobody knew they needed them. The first golf balls, called featheries, were leather pouches stuffed with boiled goose feathers, and after them came gutta percha balls, made from a smooth, moldable tree sap. Both were built to be as clean and even as possible because smooth seemed obviously better. Then golfers started noticing something strange. Brand new gutta percha balls flew short, weak, unpredictable shots, but older balls, nicked, scuffed, and scarred from repeated hits, flew farther and straighter. For a while, this looked like nonsense. Worn-out equipment performing better than new equipment broke every intuition players had. Nobody had the aerodynamic science yet to explain it. They just had the pattern, damage equals distance. So manufacturers began doing something that sounds almost too simple, deliberately hammering, carving, and texturing brand new balls to mimic that worn-in look before they'd even been played with. It took decades more before anyone could explain why it worked. But the fix arrived before the physics did. What started as guesswork eventually became precision science. Modern golf balls typically have somewhere between 300 and 500 dimples, and none of that is arbitrary. Manufacturers test dimple count, depth, width, and pattern, the same way aerospace engineers test wing surfaces, running balls through wind tunnels and launch simulators to measure exactly how each variable changes trajectory, spin, and stability in flight. Even the pattern the dimples are arranged in matters. Some layouts are built for a lower, more penetrating flight through wind. Others are tuned for higher lift and longer hang time. Change the depth of a dimple by a fraction of a millimeter, and you measurably change how far the ball travels. Different brands even guard their exact dimple geometry the way tech companies guard software, because a slightly different pattern can mean several yards of difference off the tee. This is no longer trial and error. It's some of the most tested, data-driven surface engineering in any piece of sports equipment most people will ever hold. So the next time you pick up a golf ball, look at it differently. Every one of those hundreds of tiny craters is doing exact, deliberate work, bending airflow, killing drag, and adding distance you'd never get from a smooth surface. The damaged-looking ball isn't the flawed version, it's the optimized one. And the smooth, perfect-looking ball everyone assumed was better? That's the one that was quietly losing the whole time.